Alright, that fire's going to keep on doing what it's doing. it's sort of going. So in the meantime, where the hell did I put that? Oh, okay. So that fire's going to keep on doing what it's doing. There's heat in there now, so we're winning. So going to keep on going the grill theme. We've got a nice bit of pepper steak porterhouse here that got from the butcher for one of my last bike trips that I never got to go on, so sit that down there out of the way for the moment. And yes, we have the corn back. You just can't go wrong with grilled corn, but I'm going to do something a little special with it. Tonight we're doing char grilled pepper steak. I've got a little bit of sweet potato there to grill as well. And we're going to do some corn ribs. You might not know what they are. Hopefully I do them justice. Need to get cracking here because that sun's dropped behind that hill, which means once again, well, not once again, but this time I've got into camp way too late. Well, there you get. Need speed here, speed. So I need a knife. Okay, so got my sharp knife. Now also need, just to keep things condensed, go back to our Ziploc bags to mix all this with. It's the best way to do things. So, knife. Right, need to make a nice flat bottom on this corn. This table is not going to help me a lot when I do this. Now, this is the fun part. Trying to cut this down the center slowly without it splitting. Because I've got a quarter this corn kernel cob. Oh. So we're just going steady down all the way to the bottom. One half. Now things get really dicey. Oh yeah. This is where you lose a finger. That's it. Just like that. Nice quarter of corn. Even though half it's free bloody come off, I'm not doing it, but you can do it easier and just cut in half and then do the halves. But I want these nice long corn ribs, so they're going to go in the bag. This corn's been in the fridge for a week. It's left over from a roast last week, so it's probably why all the kernels have decided they want to vacate. Keep going. Obviously we have some alterations to make to the homemade grill when I get home before next time. It's needs a bit more air underneath. I was hoping it would suck through the open end of the bottom of the keg, but obviously isn't. So, peel that sucker, just like that. Get rid of our scraps. You may notice the buzzing as well. One thing that is, I know very well often up here is the march flies and the big blowies that exist up here. So, of course, you bring meat into the bush, and the flies are going to find you, no matter how deep into the bush you go. So that's going to go in there. Go into our camping box. Not that camping box, the other camping box. The condiment, the big condiment tub that I've got in the back of the car, which is just your standard, just a normal cooler bag. But detergents, salt, pepper grinders, barbie sauce, Tabasco sauce, all your sort of bigger stuff that's not going to fit in that little container. So just got a bit of olive oil here. Going to put a decent amount in there so it mixes properly and gives everything a good coating. Then here we're going to throw in some sweet paprika. No, sorry, smoked paprika. Oh, now there's a bug in there. Where'd you come from? Come on. Oh. Of course. Bit of sweet paprika, not too much. I don't want to drown out the flavour of the corn. Sweet potato, there's not much flavour there to start with, so those two, and also allumettes de corps. Going to throw in some cayenne pepper as well, just for a little bit of a heat touch. Come on. The coals are going white, so I know it's a plus. Obviously, I've only used coals once before, and that was on the bike when we done the Mount Buffalo and Kiewa Valley camp overnight on the Kiewa River. So it's probably about enough of that. We don't want to go too hot and spicy. We'll seal that up. Get a bit of air out of it. Seal it up so we know it's not going to spill everywhere, and give it all a good mix around. Get rid of that one spot all the spice fell on, because that's going to be really spicy. And just, I could use a mixing bowl, I could use a container or something to mix all this in, but just doing it in a bag like this, I think it cost $2.50, I think it was, for a set of Coles reusable bags, and there's 20 in there, so that's going to do the next 2 years of trips, if I do this every trip, which I won't be. But so nice bit of red. Red means heat, red also means good, so that'll do that one. I'll bring my olive oil back out because I need to season this grill. That's just about ready. I do need a poker of some description. Luckily, come here. After one of those trips, I think it was the Kangaroo Hills cray trip, using stupid little tongs, I brought some big long ones, so that's going to help out a lot, as long as you don't get too much soot on them. So I'll get some paper towel. Yeah, good bit of heat coming out of that. Grab some paper towel. Of course, it doesn't want to come off the way you want it to the first time. Grab some bits. Basically just going to use the paper towel to drizzle on it and put on the pan, on the grill. This is going to go. I don't know how well this is going to go, but we'll see. Oh, it's working a little bit. So, of course, got this grill from the scrapyard, so you got no idea what sort of hilarious, horrific things have been done on it. I give it a good burn off, and got the grinder on. Took it back to not quite to bare metal. It is die cast, cast iron, so you don't want to go too far back. Otherwise, you're going to have to spend a lot of time seasoning it. But that's come up pretty good there. And of course, the best way to wash this after you've finished, so it doesn't go back in the car all greasy and sticky, is to leave it on. Let the heat go through it. Leave it on overnight just so the heat goes through it. all your bits of marinade or steak, whatever sticks to it, just scrapes off straight away. Rightio, so we're going to get our protein out, which as I said earlier is a nice bit of pepper steak Scotch fillet. Now, steak, you can rub it, do all sorts of things. I've got the paprika and that there, but when you buy good quality steak, and you don't eat it every night of the week, you don't really have to do anything else to it apart from a bit of a light seasoning with salt and pepper. And of course it's frozen. There's a join there. I think that's one bit. Now it's going to cook as one big bit anyway, so wash my hands. Wipe my hands first. So it's already got, not only has it got the peppercorns on there, but it's got a bit of a yellow orange marinade on it anyway, which it might have a bit of paprika and stuff on it already, so clean hand. So all I'm going to do is just very lightly salt the top of it, keep the doctor happy. I can have salt once a week, it's fine. I won't use the tongs for it. Take it over the grill. Oh, that's a good sound. So I was going to put some indents on the side of the keg so the grill could drop into it so it can't move, it can't slide off. It's already gregarious sitting on top of that keg, that fridge stand, that it doesn't slide off, so I can't really put any pressure to it. But I decided not to, so if it does get a bit hot, you're grilling, it's supposed to be hot, but if it starts getting too hot or whatever, I can just slide the grill off to the side and let it cool down a little bit. But while that's going, we'll throw our corn bits on. That's sizzling away nicely there. So we're going to throw our corn kernel down to start with, because it is going to curl up like a rib. And I'm getting that much orange cayenne pepper and paprika on my hand. Oh, we've had a snap. And of course the sweet potato. Grill's not big enough for all this, but we'll get most of it on there. Of course, things will start to shrink as it cooks, and the sweet potato won't take too long anyway. Something like that. Something like that. Throw a bag in the bin. Just giving it a quick flip and rearrange. Now the other side, the steak's exposed. Bit of salt on there as well, just to salt that side of it. Put a little bit on the... Oh, there's some heat coming off that sweet potato as well. And we are not far away from serving. Rightio, so that should be nearly done. We'll get our steak off and allow it to rest. Looks pretty good. I'll sit in there. Grab our corn ribs, which haven't really curled up as much as I've seen in some other videos, but yeah, we're camping. And our chippies, a sweet potato, nice bit of char on that as well. So unfortunately, late in the camp, had to rush a few things, which is why it's getting darker. Take him off, sit him in the grass, just so I can cool down. I'll give it a wipe off later. So I want to be able to use that for a pot belly for the night, so yeah. You might just add a little more salt. Yum yum. Try potato. Cooked. It's one of the thicker bits too. That nice char taste. A little bit of hit from the cayenne pepper. I love things spicy. That's not anywhere near. I could feed that to the missus, so that's safe. We added just the right amount of spice to it, so give the steak another minute and we'll chop it up, and dinner is served. Into the pencil case of cutlery. Need a knife and a fuss. Kniff and fuss. Alright, let's cut into this beast. As you know, I'm a rare kind of guy. We had to work a little bit harder on the char on the outside just because of the little bit of frozen bit, and that's a bit of gristle. But get on the fork. So yeah, not too bad. Oh. Use good ingredients. You don't have to cover in the sauce all sorts of other shit. One criticism I normally have of bakeries: if you can't cook a decent beef pie, don't do your lamb and rosemary, your pork and apple and all the Gucci pies if you can't get the basics right. But that steak, Again, a little bit of salt. Already had a pepper marinade, pepper thing on. I don't know what it was. I can't remember. Even with its shape, I don't think it was porterhouse. It's definitely not chuck. Not this time. Our corn ribs look fantastic as well. Good bit of char on there. And you just eat them like ribs. Again, that smoked paprika. The blowflies. Again, just that little bit of cayenne pepper coming through. A little bit of a hit, nothing. I'm not racing for water. Even though I've got corn in my teeth. Not racing for water. Grilled steak, corn ribs, and sweet potato. Marvellous.